Hello, everybody. This is Tim O'Brien of FuixLabs. We're doing a closeout video for the project Paperless Cross Border Trade. So, little recap about what that's about. Most customs agencies still use paper-based trade, and that's across the world: first world, second world, third world. It creates a lot of spoilage. 30% of fruits and vegetables spoil while waiting for customs. Creates billions of documents that are just uh, wasted, thrown away right immediately. And it creates huge delays, which creates inefficiencies. And this is an area where probably like third countries that are less economically advantaged suffer the most. I live in Vietnam, and I know if I send for any electronics, it may sit in customs for a week or 2 weeks. So we work with Singapore government and trade trust, and essentially our objective here is the trade trust harmonizes documents, like for instance, bill of lading, and our uh, our attempt is to get these countries to all standardize on these harmonized documents. But one of the barrier persuading people to do that is they realize that they have to implement an electronic system, an electronic verification system. So the Singaporean government, uh, including the Trade Trust, have actually built a software, an out-of-box software, that anybody who adopts these paperless documents can just install this in their system and be running the next day. So it makes convincing people to make this jump a lot easier. So yeah, so I covered most of this, but yeah, we're managing paperless cross-border trade documents. These are been harmonized across several countries. I think we can talk about Korea, uh, Australia, Singapore, obviously. I think Dubai or Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure. I have to get the list, but there's significant sign up to this organization and the documents they present. So, what is our solution? Well, obviously, when you talk about security, you talk about identity of the parties uh, who have dominion over those properties, and then you talk about managing the document itself. It is a bit comes under the self-sovereign identity uh, umbrella, and we have our own. Of course, everybody knows a Prism, but we have our own product. It's open source, non-commercial, and what we did is we enhanced it. That's not going to be good. What we did is we enhanced it to meet different use cases for the transfer of documents between parties. So there are certain documents that have to be managed by two parties, and the parties are uh, each have different roles and responsibilities. And essentially, what our application does is manage the document flow, make sure that somebody has to have the roles and responsibilities before that are required before taking a certain action. Okay, so a little detour here. So get back on the slide. So yeah, it's very easy to use. You see the document. You can create a template for the document. These are essentially we create templates for the harmonized documents. It's enforced that the document format as it goes through the system, and again, it's enforced that actions that can be taken by the document based on the IDs and the DID of who's actually owner or holder. But that's a little too complicated to go into in a sign up. So yes, we've implemented it. We're in the handoff process. The next step, and there's a phase 2 to this project, the next step is actually to take some of our experience in the document, and we've already approached Kenya, and we're starting to approach Ghana, and to work with different trade organizations. It is a UN mandated conversion to paperless, so there is some motivation for people to join this rather quickly, but we'll be working with these organizations, reaching out to these governments. It's largely educational, and demonstrating to them that if they decided to adopt this paperless cross-border trade, they don't have to go off and spend a couple $1 million building software, which they can probably ill afford now. In fact, the software to manage that is free, courtesy of uh, Cardano and Catalyst and you folks. So just a quick overview here before I close out. We have a full DID architecture. It's a microservices architecture. Could be stand up, simple as nodes, Node.js nodes. Can also be we have it can also be uploaded into Kubernetes and scaled. So these are the sort of the core components. It's not complete core components in a DID, and each one of them is a server. So we have collaboration between the different components. And we chose a GitHub as our trusted repository. And there's a reason we did this, just because we didn't want to mandate anybody has to have technical expertise or sustain a cost for setting up the service. So in order to sort of be true to the mantra of out of box, you run it, you hit install, and it just works. Of course, that's a little bit idealized. You have to create your GitHub account, but in order to maintain the mantra that we're like zero effort to stand this up, we chose as a trusted repository GitHub. So want to thank everybody. Want to thank Catalyst. Want to thank the voters, the reviewers, the people put in the hard work to make the grease the engine. So we'll see you soon with phase 2 of this proposal. Thank you.